Have you ever wondered if you're the one your dog loves the most? You feed it, you play with it, you cuddle it every night. But then one day, it runs over to someone else, tail wagging, nuzzling, curling up in their lap as if they're its whole world. What's going on? Could it be that you're not the one your dog truly loves the most? Today, you and I, together, will uncover the 10 deepest factors that shape a dog's heart, from early memories, how you look at it, to every little habit you do each day, so that by the end of this video, you'll understand why your dog chooses you, or doesn't. And number 10 is the one thing most people overlook, but it's the key that makes a dog bond with you for life. If you love your dog with all your heart, you can't miss this video. Welcome to the Dogfluence, where we don't just raise dogs. We learn to become their truest companions. What makes a dog choose someone as their whole world? Many people assume it's the one who feeds them, plays with them, or gives them the most cuddles. But in truth, there's a quiet yet powerful factor that outweighs all of those: consistency. Dogs don't fall in love with surprises. They fall in love with what's familiar. The person who makes them feel safe is the one who shows up on time, speaks in the same tone each day, and repeats the same small acts again and again. A nightly hug, a familiar "let's go, buddy," in the same tone of voice, the jacket you always wear when taking them for a walk. It's those little things, repeated over time, that quietly build a sense of peace in a dog's heart. Because for dogs, love doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from what's repeated long enough to feel like a safe routine. There's a quote I really love. Dogs don't love the one who excites them the most. They love the one who makes them feel the safest. So even if you only spend 3 minutes a day with your dog, but always at the same time, with the same loving act, you planted a trust in their heart that's deeper than any tasty treat or new toy. But what if you were the one who's been there since they were just a tiny pup? Hold on, because what comes next might just warm your heart like a childhood memory. There are bonds that time simply can't break. For a dog, the very first person who cared for it, who cuddled, stroked, and held it as a puppy, will always hold a special place in its heart. That bond isn't random, it's instinctual. In the first 6 months of life, a dog's brain is like a sponge, absorbing every emotional signal from the person closest to it. If that person was you, then congratulations, you're not just its owner. You're its first love. They remember your voice, your warmth, the first walk you ever took together, the moment you gave them their name, and that first night they fell asleep in your arms. A study from the University of Colorado found puppies tend to form an intense emotional imprint with the first person who cares for them, and that response lasts well into old age, regardless of how many others come into their life afterward. And if you've adopted an older dog, don't be disheartened. You can still become the one they never forget, if you're patient enough to create new memories that outshine the old ones. But there's something even stronger than memory. It's the ability to understand, without words. And if you've ever felt like your dog could sense your emotions, then what comes next might just give you chills. Have you ever noticed, some people walk up to a dog and it shrinks back, while others get an instant tail wagging welcome? Dogs don't understand human language, but they read body language and energy like an open book. A stare that lasts too long can feel threatening. A slow, respectful crouch with a hand extended under the chin makes them feel safe and honored. If you're someone who gently leans down, avoids rushing in, and speaks in a calm tone, congratulations. You've already mastered the language of dogs without ever taking a training course. Dogs love people who make them feel at ease. They don't love chatterboxes. They love those who can quietly sit beside them when they need peace. You might not be the one constantly saying, "I love you." But if your gaze is gentle, and your hands are warm, that's more than enough for them to choose you over anyone else. There's a quote I always carry with me when meeting a new dog. Dogs don't choose the ones who know how to command. They choose the ones who know how to listen, in silence. And if you're the kind of person who always makes your dog feel seen and understood, then you're already close to their heart. But that's just body language. There's something even deeper that dogs can sense: your heart. Have you ever hugged your dog tightly and said, "I love you so much," only for them to quietly turn their head away? It's not that they don't love you. It's just that the way you show love might not be the way they feel love. Dogs don't understand the phrase, "I love you," the way humans do. What they do understand are shifts in emotion. the look in your eyes, the rhythm of your heartbeat when you're near them. A study from the University of Tokyo found, when a human and a dog share a loving gaze for over 30 seconds, both release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Just like between a mother and child. Just sitting beside them, with no words at all, but with warm eyes and steady breathing, is enough for them to know you love them. We often think love must be shown loudly and clearly. But to a dog, sometimes a gentle stroke, a slow voice, or simply your full, present being speaks louder than any declaration. Not everyone who hugs a dog is loved back. But those who make a dog feel safe, are loved for life. And if you're someone who makes them feel like their emotions are heard, then you've already touched their heart in the most natural way. But hold on, did you know there's one more powerful factor? Something that plays a big role in whether a dog chooses you or not, and it has everything to do with your life energy. Trust me, the next part might seem simple, but it just might make you reflect deeply on how you show up around your dog. Have you ever noticed, some people walk into a room and dogs instantly leap up to play with them? While others get nothing but a glance, before the dog quietly walks away? The truth is, every dog has its own unique energy frequency. Some are full of life, always running around. Others prefer to lie by the window all day. And just like humans, they only truly open up to those whose frequency matches theirs. If you're calm and slow-paced, a shy dog will feel safe with you. If you're cheerful and energetic, a playful dog will see you as their partner in crime. A friend of mine has 2 dogs, a husky that's always dashing in circles, and a timid little chihuahua. When she invited her boyfriend to walk them, the husky ran straight after him, but the chihuahua stayed tucked behind her legs. Why? Because dogs choose the people they feel in sync with. You don't need to change your personality to be loved by a dog. You just need to be flexible and thoughtful, slow down for a dog who fears loud noises. Or bounce along with one that's inviting you to play. Dogs don't need you to be the best, they just need you to be yourself. In rhythm with them. And don't worry, you can tune into this frequency. All it takes is learning how to touch the emotional chord they've been waiting for. And in the next part, we'll show you exactly how to do that, in a way that's simple, gentle, and surprisingly powerful. You play with your dog every day. Feed them well, take them on regular walks. But sometimes, they still seem distant, quiet, withdrawn, no longer excited like before. You might be missing something incredibly important, your dog's emotional timing. Just like people, dogs have sensitive emotional rhythms throughout the day. Morning, they need gentleness. Midday, they get irritable if disturbed during rest. Evening, they're most open to connection, affection, and play. The more you understand their emotional golden hours, the easier it is to truly touch their heart. There's a simple but powerful trick I call the 3-minute emotional moment each day. Right after dinner, when your dog is relaxed, sit on the floor, gently touch their ear, and whisper, "I'm here now. How was your day?" They don't need to understand the words. They feel your energy. They sense your presence. When you repeat this small ritual daily, even just for a few minutes, you're building an emotional habit. One that tells your dog, over and over again, "You are safe with me." Dogs don't need someone who understands everything. They just need someone who's there when it matters. And when you learn to show up at just the right moment, you won't need to try so hard to become their favorite person, you already will be. But did you know that sometimes, just one small, repeated action can build an entire castle of love? Do you remember the first day you held your dog in your arms? You were nervous, and they were cautious. But over time, through small, repeated actions, like a morning head rub or a bedtime belly scratch, that relationship quietly grew. Without you even noticing. For dogs, routine is how they define attachment. You don't need grand gestures. You just need things like a soft boop on the nose each morning as a greeting, a towel you always use to wipe their paws after a walk, or a cheerful "we're home" every time you open the door. When these actions are repeated, they become symbols of safety, intimate rituals shared only between you and your dog. One of my clients once told me a moving story. Every night, her dog would come and lie beside her the moment she opened a can of soda. She said, "I don't know why, but whenever he hears that sound, he comes right over and stays by me through the whole movie." Then one night, she forgot to open the can. Her dog just stood in the corner, watching. It wasn't the soda he missed, it was that familiar moment. Dogs don't remember what you gave them. They remember how you made them feel, every day. So if you've been repeating one small act of love, even if it only lasts a few seconds, you're already building a lifelong emotional bridge. But what if you're not just the familiar one? What if you're the person who helps your dog conquer their biggest fear? That, right there, is the ultimate test, and the reason why you could become truly irreplaceable. There are days when you're irritable, exhausted, and just not in the mood to play. Some days, you come home late and forget to feed your dog on time. Other times, you raise your voice, and they flinch, running off to hide, but they always come back, still waiting for you at the door, still resting their head on your lap when you're quiet, still wagging their tail just because you woke up that morning. Because, to a dog, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be genuine. Dogs don't care about your money, your looks, or your status. They only care. Are you really there? Not pretending, not rushed. Do you look at them with eyes that listen, and a heart that doesn't hide? Dogs don't love the best version of you. They love the real you, even when you're tired, messy, or breaking down. So if you've ever wondered whether you're good enough for your dog, the answer is as long as you're still trying, still listening, still loving them in the truest way you know how, then in their eyes, you already are their whole world. And if today you realize you've already been the chosen one, hold your dog a little longer. Not so they'll understand how much you love them, but so you remember they've known it all along. The Dogfluence shares real stories every week, from the hearts of dog lovers to those who raise dogs with all their love. Hit subscribe so you won't miss the next video.